What's up, everyone? My name is Alice, and welcome to Along the Edge. I've been waiting so long to play this game. This game is a visual novel, and it has the butterfly effect implemented into it. Like your choices decides how the story will go. And with that being said, I will play this game only once. I will not try to get all the achievements or all the stuff you can collect. For example, you can see here you have the Daughter, Heart of Darkness, Cartesian Mind, and all that kind of stuff. And oh, my voice is going weird. But what I want to do is I want to play this game naturally. Like, how will I react to the situations presented to me? Yeah, that's actually what I want to do. So let's begin. Progress saved. It is basically what I just said. Here we go, that's the tutorial. Skippity skip, I get it. They're no good or bad. Nice. Okay, here we go. Dr. Durand, so, is it settled? Daphne, yes, I guess I need this fresh start. This inheritance, it's exactly what I needed to finally turn the page. I know you're convinced yourself of this, but are you sure of what you really wish to achieve by relocating? After all, you recently went through major trauma, and there's still a lot of ground to cover. Between you and I, you know what I think of your decision. But I can't prevent you from leaving. Did you already find a job there? Yes, I did. I'm substitute teaching for a math teacher at a village middle school. Pregnancy leave, 6 months. It should give me enough time to get my bearings. Whoa, it's getting dark in a way. So, I went to university and had a research career. And do I mind giving that up? I mean, teaching is fun. I love to teach as well, and I love to explain stuff, and I just want to help people improve. But by researching stuff, you can help other people in another way. So in a way, I care, but I don't know. If it really was a mistake, I could still come back here. It costs nothing to give it a shot. I see. One last thing. I know your relationship with Frank was quite tense. It is. We broke up recently, you know, and I used to count on his support. After so many years together, I need time. I guess you're fully aware that you're about to break your ties with him. Are you sure you won't regret it later? Did you at least inform him of your plans? Well, if we broke up and the relationship was intense, it's none of his business anymore. Like, ooh, that decision was dark. Alright. Listen, Daphne, you have my number. Please, don't be afraid to call me if you need anything. I'm counting on you. Okay, I will. Then all I can do is wish you all the best. When are you leaving? Tomorrow. That's quite quick. Like, Chapter 1. August. I'm leaving tomorrow. I've inherited this family house, my grandmother's. I haven't known her, and now I never will. My mother had burned the bridges with this side of the family. The only side, by the way, since I've never known who my who my father was. I remember the birthday cards, though. My mother had hidden them between two piles of laundry in the linen closet. If the link had been broken, it wasn't my grandmother's fault. And here I stand, 10 years later, inheriting this big house 300 miles away, having myself cut off all contact with my mother. That's what they call karma, isn't it? The other students asked me to meet them at the bar. I could also go see Frank to say goodbye. I told Dr. Durant I didn't want to tell him I was leaving, but it's my last chance to do this by the book. Am I really sure of my choice? And of course, I can also just go home. What should I do? Oh, this is hard. Oh, this is hard. In a way, it is polite and really good just to say goodbye, because he has been a big deal in her life, apparently. So, by saying goodbye, you're also closing that chapter, and so you can move on. But at the same time, going to the bar with other students, in a way you're friends, I guess they are. That's also that needs to be done as well. Go home. It's something that I would want to do, because I love to be on my own. Well, in a way. I love to be on my own, but I also like to talk to people and interact with people. So, yeah. I'm that double-sided, introvert, extrovert, kind of blah that person. But I think, for closure, it's the best thing to go to Frank. See? I have the sun! Yay! I took a bus, then another one. Then, I walked down my steps, brought me back to the old apartment we used to share with Frank. After a couple of seconds of hesitation, I rang the intercom. Nobody. I don't know if I should feel relieved or disappointed. I try again, to no avail. I'll just go home and finish packing then. It's too late to go to the bar. No! That's sad. That's it. Everything I own is packed in a couple of boxes. I'd like to be sad to leave, but I really don't mind. My last night here. I don't know what I'm hoping to find there. A fresh start? I hope so. You need it, girl. I'm trying to convince myself of that. Maybe Dr. Durant's right. Maybe all of this is nothing but evading the issue. Did my mother feel the same when she left my grandmother's village 30 years ago? Am I walking in her footsteps, after all? The difference is that she had me. I'm leaving alone. I'm asking myself way too many questions. I've taken my decision. I can't afford to go back. I can't undo what I've done. I'll try to get some sleep. 300 miles. I got up way too early. This trip is going to be long. Oh boy. Little by little, civilization slowly gives way to empty spaces. The highway is replaced by an interlacing of small roads, and the clear direction given on the major routes turn into a tracking game that's getting increasingly trickier as I get closer to my destination. The road goes through the village, which I cross quickly. Although I thought I was getting away from the agitation of the city, all the peace and serenity seems to hide something nefarious. Nefarious? What does that mean? That's... Google! Give me a second, guys. Extremely wicked. Okay, good to know. Almost ominous. Okay. After a couple of miles, I turned into a dirt track, overrun with weeds. I go through the gates, marking the limits of the family domain. Then, on the right, I see a small stone house. That must be the outbuilding where a couple of wardens live. What? Really? What? Huh? Okay. It was specified in the Acts of Succession. The notary made me sign. I decide to leave the car there. I don't feel like driving all the way back in reverse, if the track turns out to be a dead end. Walking a bit further, I see a man coming towards me. He's carrying a rifle and a dead rabbit by the ears. Oh boy. Hello, miss. You're on private property. Did you take a wrong turn? I just want to ask for directions, in a way, but I also want to apologize. I want to do both, but let's just ask for directions. If you do that, most of the time people will get like, okay, you're wrong, you're sorry. Hello, I'm looking for the De La Tour family domain. Am I on the right direction? Oh, you're not lost then. Why are you here? I'm Daphne, Adelaide's granddaughter. Here's the warden. Nobody told me you were coming. Is the house open? No, well, yes. It's been a couple of months now since Mrs. De La Tour passed away, so with my wife, Gilberty, we've made sure everything was weatherproofed, but the door isn't locked. Really? People avoid coming up here? Why? Why are they avoiding the house? People get worked up for nothing around here. An old lady living alone in a big house and who doesn't go out much. That's enough to make them talk. Thank you, sir. I'll be in the house if you're looking for me. I'll send you my wife. She'll help you open the shutters. Keep going along the path. It's not very far and you can't get lost. See you later then. Okay. Damn. I just want to say that this looks really, really pretty. Even though this game is really simple, you can see the effort that's been poured into it. Like, it looks so good and I love it. I love it! The building is impressive, with the tower in the middle of the facade. Facade? I don't know. Correct me in the comments, please. The last remain of an older version of the castle, and certainly at the origin of my family name. As promised, the door isn't locked, and opens on an entrance hall, plunged in darkness. As I cross the threshold, I'm seized by the coolness of the old stones, breaking with the searing heat of the midday sun shining over the garden. I can't see much of the room, but its size promised to be intimidating. This might be a nice change from the tiny city flats I used to live in. I'm desperately trying to open one of the windows to let the light in, when I'm surprised by a voice coming from the entrance. Miss? An old woman is standing at the threshold. Yes? My husband told me you were coming to the house. Are you planning to stay for the night? Much more than a night. I'm moving in. Oh, and call me Daphne, please. I'll get my share from Miss and Madame when I start working at school. Are you aware of the inheritance? So you're Madame's granddaughter then? She used to talk about you a lot, you know. I remember you. Well, I mean, it was a long time ago. You were still a baby when Miss Sophie left. Madame never got over it. Well, I'm sure you have a lot to tell me, but can't you do it while helping me open the shutters? Wow, that was rude in a way. Like, an emotional bonding and you're just asking to help? if make it help you, that's a little bit rude in a way, in my opinion. My hair is annoying. Okay. Oh sure, I'm sorry. So, are you moving into the castle? You're going to work at the village middle school, aren't you? Yes, I am a math teacher. I'm going to teach there. Well, at least for the next 6 months, as a substitute. So, tell me, how do you want to proceed? I know you've been working for my grandmother, but I'm not sure if I can afford your services, if you see what I mean. The inheritance left me barely enough to cover the cost of the house for a couple of years. Oh, don't worry. Jared and we've retired 2 years ago, but Madame didn't forget us in the legacy. She was kind enough to let us live in the outbuilding for the rest of her days. We'll help for as long as we can, my husband and I. We've done this all our life. Work doesn't scare us, and anyway, it would be boring to have nothing to do all day. Help is welcome indeed, but if someone is working for you, even though they're retired, doesn't mean they should do it for free. But I can't ask you to work for free. It's not really a job, just a way to keep busy, and it's offered with pleasure, miss. Okay, if they do that, then I guess it's fine, but still it feels rude and picky and selfish in a way, it feels. Would you like me to get you some groceries from the market tomorrow? I used to do it for Madame. Since Miss Sophia left, she didn't go out much. No, don't worry. I'll go. It will give me the opportunity to check the village out. Wow, spit is everywhere. Mrs. Bortine helps me make my bed. The windows, now wide open, left the stuffy smells out, while I'm ushering in the golden light of the sun, setting on this nice summer evening. Then she leaves me alone for my first night in my new home. Damn. I spend it watching the antique television in the kitchen while eating, for dinner, the leftovers of a sandwich I bought earlier on the highway. I try to get some sleep, far from the reassuring sounds of the cars and the lights of the city. With this forest, silence is only interrupted by some disturbing squeaking of the floorboards and the hooting of a hunting night owl. Yeah, that's a big change actually. But I prefer it that way actually. Since I live in... Yeah, it's called a village, but it's in a way too big to be a village, but it's not big enough to be a city. And it is pretty quiet here in the night. The only problem I have is when the neighbors just turn on their lights and I can see through my window. And that's the only thing that really annoys me about this place. But I really like the peace and quiet that is here. I love it here. I don't like living in the city. If I ever had to move, I prefer a small village with barely anything there than a big city and there's everything. Because if you have a bike or a car or anything, you just can go everywhere you need to go. That's fine. I just want peace and quiet, and I like gardening. In the city you can't have a garden. That's bad. It's not surprising I got up in quite a bad mood, and if the sight of the empty fridge hadn't pushed me to act, I would certainly have succumbed to the inviting comfort of the sofa and wasted my day napping in the living room. Damn. The market. It wasn't exactly what I imagined. We all have this romantic notion of the picturesque little country town market. But this one was nothing but purely functional. Nothing romantic in the butcher's stall, nor in the fishmonger's radio. Tuned in way too loud on a local station that seems to broadcast, at this hour of the day, a playlist of songs that used to be popular, but are utterly old-fashioned nowadays. Damn. I'm buying some bread when someone boldly cuts me in the line. That's so mean! Give me 3 baguettes and 2 nut breads, sliced, please. I'm sorry, but I believed it was my turn. It will only take an instant. Don't worry. Really? You are so rude. So rude. And at this kind of situation, that's really the weird part of me. I would stay calm, but inside I will be like, you son of a bitch, get out, you're rude, and get back in the line, and what the hell are you doing? But on the outside I'm like, okay, just, okay, whatever. I don't care if it takes an instant or 10 minutes. If you're not from around here, are you? What does it have to do with anything? Listen, please inform yourself before you start making a scene. It's a little bit embarrassing. But then you shouldn't have cut the line, you son of a brr. See? I'm done already. It didn't take that long, did it? Have a nice day. The man put some change in the baker's hand before disappearing in the street. That was so rude. Seriously, who is that guy? You're not from around here, are you? Yeah, sorry, I was reading. It's Maltera's son. His family owns the sawmill that employs half the town. As for the other half, they're all in business with them, one way or another. Does it give him the right to behave like this? You shouldn't cross the Malteras, you know. They've been in town for generations, and people say all sorts of things about them. What kind of things? Strange accident, business suddenly going bankrupt. People are quite superstitious here. They shouldn't take advantage of people like this. Oh, I don't know what this means. I'm sure you're going to remind me that I'm not from around here, but taking advantage of the villagers' credulity, it's disgusting. Absolutely true. Listen, I'm leaving the area soon, so you understand, I don't want to drag myself into this. The others told me to be careful with this family, and I don't want any trouble. I can understand, but really? I realize I've been here a couple of days and haven't taken the time to visit the house properly. With my tight schedule, I stayed in the main rooms, going from the bedroom to the kitchen, through the living room. It's high time I take advantage of the weekend to give myself the grand tour. Sure. Maybe I'll learn a thing or two about my grandmothers and this family I know nothing about. I could also ask a couple of questions to Mrs. Bertine. Until now, she has remained very evasive. That's weird. If I go see her outside her work hours, she might be more inclined to answer me. She's a very discreet woman, and somehow always manages not to be in the same room as me. That's weird. Okay. I want to know what this means. If I leave the kitchen for a while, to take a shower for example, when I come back I always find out that the leftovers of my breakfast have been put away. The table has been cleaned up and the dishwasher is gently humming. I've told her several times not to make my bed, but I'm perfectly capable of doing it myself. She seems to acknowledge, but keeps making it the next morning anyway. That's weird. So I guess she might enjoy a friendly visit. Let's go! Oh, we're going to Grand Tour first? Okay. Oh. Oh. Damn. This is weird. I want to see the mother's bedroom, but I also want to ask Mr. Bertine. I'm not that interested in the tower. It's because my family has cut out like my grandmother, my grandfather, etc. And yeah, in a way, I still want to know about them. Well, I know my mother's mothers and my mother's father, but on my father's side, I have a lot of family in Canada, and I don't know anything about them, and I love, and I just really want to meet them, and I really want to visit them, and etc. So I would be inclined to go to my mother's old bedroom, because if I do that, then I have more information that I can ask her. Yeah, okay, I'll go to the mother's bedroom. My grandmother used to live alone in this big house, so she kept most of the rooms closed to stay in the ground floor, in the left side of the building. I have taken over her quarters, and with the nights getting colder, I'm happy I don't have to keep the whole house warm. I checked the other rooms, the parlors on the ground floor, and the multiple bedrooms above. Everything seemed to be frozen in time. The furniture covered with white linen sheets, maybe waiting for better days to return. Like when Adelaide wasn't a widow yet, and my mother was still living under her roof. Her old bedroom hasn't changed since her teen years, even if I can tell that someone has hurriedly made room for me, this baby who was about to be born. There are still some band posters from another age pinned to the walls, in the crib where I might have spent my first few nights before my mother decided to leave. There wasn't any white linen sheet to protect the furniture in this room, and it looks like it's been cleaned up very recently. That's weird. Okay, now I want to check the tower. Maybe I can get more information here. I didn't find the entrance of the tower. I searched inside and outside the house, but no door seems to lead into it. After randomly exploring the corridors and the rooms, I had to admit defeat. I have to ask Mrs. Bertine about this mystery. However, while I was searching for this damned entrance, my feet took me to the basement, where I discovered a treasure of old wines. Ooh, nom! The most recent bottles were around 30 years old. I guess my grandmother wasn't much of a drinker, and the wine cellar must have been remained untouched since her husband passed away. Sad. Did my mother come here during her teen years, defying her parents' rules to steal a bottle to share with her friends from the village? Probably she seems a bit more wild. Was it conceived during one of these parties, celebrating by the sacrificing these rare vintages of the altar of youth, with my mother Sophie not being sober enough to resist the charms of a young local farmer? It is possible. When I was old enough to ask, she always answered, with a hand gesture, that my father was from the village, and hadn't wanted to recognize this child he didn't ask for. Oh no, she said, we were better off without him. Weird. Very weird. What if I'm the sister of that local businessman, so to say, like the one who owns 50% of the village? What if I'm the sister of that dude? Okay, let's take some wine. Why is there the moon? The moon seems to be bad. Okay, whatever, just no. I know. It's I mean, one glass of wine can make things cozy and, as we Dutchies call it, gezellig. And when it's a bit more cozy and you feel a bit more comfortable, you can talk more easily. So, yeah, it's not my intention to make her drunk, just help her open up a little bit more. Good morning, Miss Bertine. How are you doing? Oh, hi, Miss Daphne. My joints are aching today. Must be the weather getting colder. Summer always goes so fast. It's almost fall already. Can you believe it? Time flies, huh? I know. But yeah, I recognize her, and that makes me feel really old. Really old. When it gets colder, my joints and my bones start to hurt as well. And it's so annoying. And now with this weather in this country, it just started to warm up. I was so happy, like I can move properly again and feel good. Nope. It's dropping down and it's getting colder again. No. Just no. But enough talking about me. I'm sure you haven't come around to hear the old maid complain about the rheumatism. Rheuma? Rheuma? Yeah, in Dutch it's Roma. Yeah. But I have the exact same thing. It's called fibromyalgia, by the way. How can I help you, miss? It seems normal that she asks about her mother, but let's be a little bit more evasive, okay? No thing here? Okay. Tell me how it was like in the old days. I mean, before Mom left. When your mother left, we were already at the end of the rope. If you allow me, miss. There were only your grandmother, Madame Adelaide, and Miss Sophie living here. Your grandfather died when your mother was still a little girl. Oh, that's so sad. An illness that took him without warning. The doctors didn't know what to do for this poor man. No. But when I had arrived, it was something else. There were lots of people living in the castle. The cousins, the uncles, the aunts, and a swarm of children. What happened? I don't know really. There were some unexplained deaths, accidents. Some of them left the area, get out of touch. It all started when the militaries bought the sawmill. Oh boy. This is bad. This is really bad. Really, there must be a connection. I can't tell, miss. All I can see is that when the Maltesers flourish, the Delatours wither. I met Maltesers' son at the bakery. This hooligan? I know it's none of my business, but you should be wary of him. I know. He's a good-for-nothing who spends his time doing who knows what, hanging around in his car. It's easy to say I don't judge people, but we always judge. That's in our nature. Like, if we see someone smoking, for example, you're a non-smoker, at least I have like, okay, better stay away. At least till they have stopped smoking a cigarette. Like, they're done with it. And when they had some chewing gum, then okay, I can talk to them. That's okay, but when you see them smoking, you're like, no, I don't like it. Nope. In a way, that's judging as well, because, yeah, one simple act. Some people really need to smoke, and some even need marijuana for medical reasons or just to calm their anxiety, for example. I'm not saying that that is what it does, because I'm not sure of that. Don't take my word for it. Don't. But Mm, in a way, I want to say I don't judge people, but he was really, really rude. But to say he's good for nothing, I don't know him yet, so I don't want to say I agree. Only thing I know is that he was rude. Maybe he was busy. Maybe his parents were like, okay, you have to be back in 5 minutes and brr. So you don't know. So I'd rather say this. I'm sure he's not that bad. With the family he's dealing with, it mustn't be easy. But that's not exactly what I said. I want to see old picture albums. Yeah. The cupboard in the living room. Ooh, interesting. I just want to know about my mother's bedroom. I visited the house, gone into every room, and I noticed all the furniture was covered with the white linen sheets. Your grandmother asked me to do that. Yeah, that's logical. Why wasn't my mother's bedroom closed? Because Madam asked me to keep it freshly cleaned. When your mother left, it broke her heart. She wasn't the same afterwards. Right until she died, she never gave up hope your mother would come back. Yeah, I can understand that, like, from what I've seen, that if a person keeps one room clean, they expect you to return in a way, or they have hope for it. Logical. Just in case. Yeah, I want to go into the tower as well. She doesn't know how to get in as well. More than 70 years it's been locked up. Okay. See you later, miss. See you later. This story is interesting. Really, really interesting. What should I do next? I just have done this, so I want to see pictures. Ooh. That's so bittersweet. It's so bittersweet. Yeah, this village is filled with mystery and I love it. That's life, huh? Chapter 2, okay. That's been a hell of a ride. Really. Oh, but this game, I love it. I love it so much. It's so peaceful and touching and understandable for me. It's not exactly like my story, but there are some elements in it that's me. Like, when I see that person, that Daphne, the main character, I know it really can be me. She has the same character, nearly the same response to stuff. Okay, of course, in a way, it's my choice how I do it. But still, she's me. And when I bought the game and I looked at the pictures of the game, some of the faces and some of the hair, and Lerka was sitting beside me, and he was like, she really looks like you, just in a drawn way. And now this story is me, in a way. If I moved to a village, it could have been my story. That's so cool. I love it. And I really can't wait to continue this, but I have some exams coming up. And I really need to study again. I've been doing this to avoid studying. That's really bad. I know you should be studying. But yeah. Oh boy. I can't wait to continue. I love it. I love it so much. Oh boy. I just want to continue now, but I really have to study. Okay, but really, I hope you liked this episode, because if you did, please zap the like button, yeah? And we'll see you in the next video. See ya!